Hey beautiful yogis, welcome to Grace to Yoga. My name is Grace. This next flow is going to be a flow targeting the hamstrings. So why stretch through the hamstrings? First of all, it's going to help with low back pain if you suffer from any. Also, that flexibility through the backs of the legs is going to allow you to explore a greater range of motion when you go to exercise. Not only that, if you have that hamstring flexibility, you can begin to explore some of the more advanced asanas when you're in standing postures. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey there, beautiful yogis. Let's go ahead and get started. Come over to the top of the mat into a forward fold, setting feet hips distance apart, hands underneath the shoulders. Relax the head, and then catch the elbows. This is our ragdoll position. Now go ahead and bend into the right knee as you straighten through the left. Send the weight back into the heels through the hips, and keep the head super heavy over the legs. Really working on intensifying that stretch through the back of the left leg. Release, let go, and switch it off to the other side. Straighten through the right leg, bend into the left. Keep your head heavy over the legs. Try to keep the weight into the balls of the feet as the heels stay grounded down. And then start to unravel. Make your way into a wide-legged forward fold. So set the feet, the heels as wide as the mat. Spin the toes in, heels out. You're going to use your hands to gently walk them down in line with the heels as you allow your head to hang heavy and look between the legs. Sitting bones are nice and high. Hands can be flat on the mat or on a block. Press through outer edge of both the feet as you lift through inner arches. And with every exhale, you might like to explore something a little bit deeper. Inhale to a flat back position, and then walk both the hands over to the right foot. So to place the belly, chest, and chin over that leg, and you should feel the stretch intensify through the back of that right leg. Come over to the other side. Both hands onto that left foot. Keep pressing through outer edge of both the feet. Keep the legs nice and straight. As you gently pull yourself to the left leg and then unravel. Heel toe the feet. And then nice and slow back up to standing. Let's make our way into pyramids. So the right foot draws back, left hip forward, square off at the hips. Inhale and take the breath out into a flat back position. You can take blocks under the hands, and sometimes it's nice to adjust the back foot. You might like to find a bit of length. Keep plugging the left hip back and the right hip forward. And you should feel a nice juicy stretch through the back of the left leg. So if you find yourself rounding in the back here, be sure to stay a little bit higher. And keep the neck in line with the spine. And then bend into the front knee. Back up to standing. Make your way over to the other side so the distance between the heels is roughly one leg length. Make sure the back heel is grounded, and when you exhale, come into a half fold, and once again feel free to adjust the back leg. Energetically sending right hip back, left hip forward, keeping length through the chest, hands down onto floor or maybe onto the blocks. Just keeping neck in line with the spine to keep it protected. Even breaths in and out the nose. Slow release. Go ahead and make your way down onto the floor. Into a Dandasana position. And then hug the right knee in as you place the sole of the foot through the inner left thigh. Twist from the belly and then fold over that left leg. See if you can catch the foot evenly with both the hands. If not, feel free to use a strap or just placing your hand along the shin bone. Once again, try to keep the spine nice and long and work with the exhale to fold over the leg. Never forcing, just allowing the breath to be the guide. Let's switch it up to the other side. Slide the opposite foot in, left knee in. Ground that foot into the inner thigh and fold forward. There's a slight twisting from the navel as you extend through the spine to fold over that right leg. And reminded to reach evenly to that right foot. You should feel a little gentle stretch into the low back as well. Go ahead and unravel. Let's take the same stretch, but we're going to add in a stretch through the side body. So the right heel stays extended forward as you rest your hand on the leg or on the floor, and then the left hand reach up overhead. Use your hand to cup the base of the skull, and if the top hand begins to fatigue, option to bring it back down. Feel that stretch into the side body. Option to close down the eyes. Go ahead and unravel and switch it up over to the other side. Left heel extends off to the side. Catch the foot or hand onto the floor. Reach the right arm overhead. Cup the base of the skull with the hand. Be mindful not to collapse the shoulder in. Try to keep the shoulders stacked. And then come into stillness. Unravel. Let's go ahead and extend both legs up to the side. Try to draw the sitting bones to the back. And then use the exhale to lower yourself down onto the floor. So maybe your hands are flat on the mat. Maybe the elbows are resting on the mat. Perhaps you're quite flexible and you want to explore something deeper. Then you might like to extend the hands all the way towards the front. If you're really tight, then you might benefit from a block underneath the sitting bones. Otherwise, just put a soft bend into the knees. That'll encourage the sitting bones to draw back. Nice slow breaths in and out the nose. Allow yourself to unravel, and you can use your hands to support the knees. Coming back to that Dandasana position and into a Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So if you're really tight through the backs of the legs, start with the knees bent up, and you can use the exhale to slide the heels a little more forward. Try to encourage the sitting bones to draw to the back of the mat by hinging at the hips. And once again, using the exhale to explore something a little bit deeper. If the hands don't quite catch the bottoms of the feet, feel free to catch the shin bones, ankles, whatever you can grab. And then come on down to the floor. Let's take a half happy baby. Unravel back up into your downward facing dog. Send the hips up high, cha-cha the feet. And then let's take the right foot between the two thumbs, drop the back knee. So checking both hands are in line with the front foot. So we're getting into the inner hips here. It is all connected to the hamstrings. The back leg, we're getting into that hip flexor. And then start to wiggle the front foot into the midline and then shift the hips back. So we're going to turn the sensation on through the back of that right leg. If you want to intensify that, go ahead and reach your hands forward of the mat. Flex into that top foot so that the toes draw up. Slowly exit the posture the same way that you came in. And let's visit that downward facing dog once again. Same thing, other side, left foot. I'm going to take that outside, ground both the hands inside the front foot. Again, blocks are nice. And then heel toe the foot back into the midline, shifting into the hips, draw the toes up. Gently plug the left hip back, right hip forward to square off the hips. And once again, gently drawing toes up to the sky, really getting through the backs of that left leg. You can crawl the fingers towards the top of the mat. And start to unravel. Come on down onto the floor. Hug the right knee in, give it a bit of a squeeze. And then catch either the ankle or the outsides of the right foot into a half baby position. And then see if you can straighten that leg.
Press your left hand onto the left thigh and keep both hips connected to the floor, shoulders onto the mat. This is pretty intense, so feel free to stop the video, catch a scarf, maybe a tie or a yoga strap if you have one. Then float that right leg off to the side. So the temptation here is for the left hip to float off the mat. Keep gently pressing it down onto the floor. Make your way back into the middle, unraveling the same way you came in. Give that knee a bit of a squeeze. Relax. So the left knee is going to hug in, give it a little bit of a squeeze, press into the low back. Like we did before, catch the outside of the foot into like a half happy baby. And straighten the leg. Hand energetically into the foot, foot back into the hand. Use right hand to gently press the right thigh bone into the mat. And then float that leg over to the left side. And once again, being mindful that the right hip doesn't float off the mat. Feeling that juicy stretch through the back of the left leg. Can close the eyes. Start to unravel. Both the knees come in this time, pressing into the low back, round and round, side to side.
Hey yogis, thank you so much for joining me. If you like that, go ahead and hit like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with all of my videos. And feel free to check out the other videos that I have available on my YouTube channel. Also, if you're wanting more still, feel free to check out my website, gracetillyoga.com. That's going to have a link to be able to purchase my ebook, which has over 30 different asanas and 10 different sequences so that you can practice yoga in the comfort of your home. Thank you so much. See you next time.